Good day, everyone. Today we are going to be looking at how we can capture images in Google Art, mosaic it, and do reference it in ArcGIS. So today we'll be making use of three softwares. We'll be making use of Google Art, and we'll be making use of Microsoft Image Composite Editor, which is this, and we'll be making use of ArcMap in ArcGIS Suite. So the first software that we'll be making use of firstly is our Google Arts. So I'll launch my Google Art from there. So my Google Art is launched, and I will look for a project area that we can make use of. The project area I'll be making use of is somewhere in Lagos. I'll just pick Lagos, Nigeria. Then I'll search. So it's taking me to Lagos. It's coming up. So as soon as I reach Lagos, I'll just zoom in to look for a better area that I can just pick, just small area that we can just use. Okay, let's make use of this particular portion here. Yeah, this particular portion here. This place has already been demarcated as a project area. If you want to demarcate your own project area, assuming your project area is somewhere around this place and you want to demarcate it, what you will just do is you come to this, add polygon, then you demarcate by placing dots at the corners, at four corners of your project area. If your project doesn't have perfect shape, it doesn't matter, you can also make a polygon out of it. So for the purpose of this, you can see the polygon boundary is not displaying. So the reason for that is because of this style and color. You can see the area is filled and outline. I don't want it to be filled, I just want only the outline. Then I'll change it to outline. You can see, so this white color, I might decided not to have it as white. I can change the color of the line from here. So you can change it to any color of your choice. You can increase the width of the line, then you click OK. For the purpose of this training, we've already has a project area being demarcated. So what we will just do is we'll start capturing. So the capturing, we can start from any corner. You just zoom to any corner of your choice. Let's say I zoom to this corner, and whenever you want to capture an image in Google Earth, make sure that your image is aligned to the screen of your system. And for you to be sure of that, whenever you click on this, just press R. R will automatically align it and orientate the image to the north for you. So I've done that here now. So I want to capture this particular image and I don't want the boundary to appear there. I'll just uncheck the boundary. I'll come to File, you see Save Image. Under the save image is going to bring all these legend and embellishments. We don't need them. What we'll just do is I will uncheck all of them from map options. Uncheck, uncheck, uncheck. So the next thing for us to do now is to increase the resolution at which the image is going to be saved. So the current resolution is what we have now. That's the way we are seeing the image now. If you are to save it with this current resolution, this is exactly what is going to be displaying for us. So the more we zoom in based on this current resolution, the image will start pixelating. So but for this, I'll be picking maximum resolution. So for the maximum resolution, I'll just say save. It will ask me where do I want to save the image to. The image is supposed to be under online GIS training. I'll say image. So I'll now give the image the name that I decided. You can give it any name of your choice, but as for me, I'll call it 1. Then save. The software is processing it. You can see wherever you are capturing image in Google Earth and this is saving, do not open any other software to cover the Google Earth face. Do not open any software to cover it up, because if you open any software to cover it up, it will definitely affect the resolution of the image you are capturing. So the next thing for me to do now, I'll turn on back the boundary for me to know exactly where I am. Now I will now drag my image to this other side. You can see, but don't forget, you should notice something. As I'm dragging, I make sure that I didn't start from here, I start from somewhere here, so that by the time I'm moving to the second image, I will have the overlap of some part of this present image in the new image. So I'll just drag, and the overlap is already there because this is a boundary. I can stop here. Then I'll now uncheck this. I'll capture this portion as well. I'll call this one 1 of 1. That's 1.1. So you can see the software is saving it up. It's saving it up. So the next one, I'll also check on the boundary for me to know where the overlap will be for the bottom image. Now I'll now move my image up. It doesn't matter whether your image is covered up or not, just make sure you have enough overlap. It is very necessary. So I'll leave this one to be here. I will uncheck this, then I'll save. I'll call this one 2. So after this one, I'll also do the same for the other portion, which is the next image. I'll just make it to be this. Okay, I think this one is okay. I'll only capture 4 ties. So the more ties you have, you just do it the way I did the ones. You go to 2s. If your own extend to 3, you go to 3, 4, 5, like that, in this manner. You can start at this portion, as in at left side. You can start at right side. It depends on how you want it to be, so it doesn't matter. So I'll call this one 2 of 2. I mean 2 of 1, sorry. I'll call this one 2 of 1. Then I'll save. So once I have all my images for the study area being saved, then I can now minimize my Google Earth for now. I will now open my image editor. I can you can remember how I launch it. I search for it here and I double click on it, so it gives us this interface. So now what we are going to do now is to bring in those images that I've saved, these 4 images, into this environment. And for us to do that, you can see new panorama from images. You can form panorama from images. You can form panorama from video. So you can open an existing panorama. So but for this, we are making new panorama from images. That's from 4 images styles that we have. So I'll just click on this. It has automatically take me to our project folder, which is online GIS training images. So from here I'll now save. I will highlight all this image. You can use Ctrl A to select all, then you now open it. So once we have all these images there, you do some certain settings there to make it fall in place. It's telling us the camera motion is auto detect. Don't make use of this auto detect. The reason why you should not make use of this auto detect is that it might not place some overlap the way they're supposed to be. So the advisable one is you make use of planner motion. So we make use of this. The reason why we are making use of planner motion is that when we are capturing our imagery, don't forget that I told us that we should be making sure that our image is aligned to the screen of our system by pressing R. So that one, it makes it to be a flat camera surface. So we make use of planner motion. So after you set up this, you click on next. So the next will process the image, to align the image, and it will stitch it for you in order for us to look at how the image will be mosaicked together. Because you can call it stitching and you can call it mosaicing, but in terminology GIS specialists call it mosaicing, and we can also call it stitching. It's still the same thing. So we have all these images, you can see them. If you look at what we have here, you can see everything flows the way it's supposed to be, particularly those roads. So now once we have this, the orientation, you leave it the way it is, then you click on next. The next will try to do a kind of cropping for us. It's trying to crop it, but don't forget this place has been missed off. Some parts of this place too is missed off. For us to have them, you just have to click on this auto complete, so that it will complete those other parts that are not there. They are really there, but as the software is processing the image, it's chop them off. So we have to fix them to be in exact position so that the image will be full. So we have to wait for this to come. So after the processing, we have the image being completely filled up. Then after that, we'll click on next. So after we have the next here, the next thing for us to do is to export this panorama out, and we can always increase the quality of image. This 75, we can put it at 85. Then we leave it the way it is, JPEG. So then we export to disk. So here I'll call it image, then I'll say save. Is exporting the image. So the image has already finished exporting. Now we are done with this image composite editor. So I can minimize this as well and check for that image here. So the image is already here. Now back to ArcGIS. This is the ArcMap interface. The next thing that one will be thinking is how to bring in that image into this environment. There are many ways of which we've discussed some. So the one I'll be using is I'll just right click on top this layer. I'll click on add data. Then this is the image. I'll just add it up. For us to be very sure, let's check our C drive, online GIS training, image, and the image. Then I'll just add it up. But don't forget, here our reference system have not been set. That's our coordinate system, because what is still displaying here is still displaying unknown units, meaning that we've not represent this interface as the center of the earth, as surface of the earth. So we need to do that by picking a particular coordinate system. And for us to do that, you can right click on the canvas. Anyway, on the canvas you see data frame property, or better still, you come to view, you see data frame properties, whichever direction you want to go. Then you select the coordinate system that you want to use in georeferencing this. So the coordinate system I want to use in georeferencing this is the projected coordinate system of UTM zone 31 of WGS 1984. So you can always see that from projected UTM. Under UTM you see World Geodetic System of 1984. You see Northern Hemisphere. Nigeria falls under Northern Hemisphere. So we open up the Northern Hemisphere. Then Lagos falls on zone 31. You look around for zone 31, which is this. Then you apply it, then you OK. So the next line of action now is for us to georeference this image. We'll be using the corner of buildings to do the georeferencing. So I'll just zoom to a building that I can easily recognize. So let's say I'm using this building. I have my georeferencing tools already been displayed. Then I'll pick on add control point. But before I do that, I'll have to open my link table, because I want to make use of link table to do the georeferencing. So I'll just pick this, I'll click on the corner, then I'll click out. So I'll now open my Google Earth. I'll turn on the boundary. I'll look for that same building, which is this. But don't forget, always make sure that your image aligned to the screen by pressing R. So here now I'm looking for the coordinate of this place. Then you now add the place mark. Don't forget, my coordinate system here is reading meters, which is in UTM. If your own is not reading meters, you have to come to options. The unit of your coordinates are this. If it's in the degree minute seconds, you have to change it to universal transverse mercator, which is in UTM, of course. So I'll move the place mark to the location that is supposed to be. In surveying, we always know that easting before nodding, and in GIS our easting stands for our longitude, while our nodding stands for our latitude, and in that order, easting stand for X, while nodding stand for Y. So I'll just copy the easting here, and I'll come back to my arc map. Under this we have X source, Y source, and X map and Y map. X map will be my easting, that's where the map's supposed to go. Then I'll copy and paste. I'll come back to my Google Earth, I'll copy the nodding, I'll paste. You can see the map has already disappeared. It has come to where it's supposed to be, like relative location of where you can see. So I'll also look for another building that it's easy to identify on the image. Let's say I make use of this one. I'll click the edge, then click outside, then I'll come back to my Google Earth. I think the building should be somewhere around this place. Let me drag closer. The building is here, but don't forget the alignment. It is very important by pressing R. So let's see, where do I click? So I click at this corner. I'll just drag my cursor to this corner to know the coordinate of this place. I'll copy the easting. I'll replace it with this second one. It's automatically generated that value based on the relative location of this one, which might not be correct. So I'll place the original value. I'll come back here, I'll place the nodding. I'll paste this one too. So I'll also look for another building that I can easily identify. You can see the map the image has already adjusted itself again. But this one here, the image, the value that we are going to be getting here might be very close to the exact value of that location or that corner that we are going to pick. But never mind, I'll just pick this corner and then I'll drop that. I'll now come to my image. I'll look for that particular building. I think this is the building here, but don't forget the alignment, please. It's very important, because if you capture a coordinate with that, it might not be correct because of the slantness. So I'll place it here, then I'll copy the value and paste in my link table. The one for X, paste, and the one for Y. Don't be fooled by the value that it generates. It might be very close, but it might not be correct. So I'll pick the fourth corner. The more points you capture, the better the accuracy of your georeferencing. Please, when you are doing this, at least you should be making use of minimum of, say, 10 points to better your accuracy. But if you are in hurry and accuracy is of no use, you can just pick like 4 or 6. It's okay. So this 4, the fourth one, I'll just make use of this, and we are done with the georeferencing. So from there we can now, let me see which of the building. I think is the sorry, I want to look at the one we're using so that the very sure. I think it's this. Which one is it? Which of the building is it? I cannot see. I think we are now close. Okay, it's up here. Is this? So which corner? It's this corner here. I'll just copy and paste the value and we are done. The x value, paste, and the y value. So if you look at this point that we attached, you can see that the residual for x, it's a bit lower. The residual for y is also somehow lower, but if you look at their grand residual, it's a bit much. So that's the reason why I say the more points you have, the better the accuracy of this. So the lesser this value, the better the accuracy of your georeferencing. So with this now, I'll just come to my georeferencing operation. I'll say update display, then I'll say update georeferencing. So I'll try and change this cursor so that I will not mistakenly click on any place. So if you can look at this now, you can see the coordinate is somehow okay and closer to what we have on this Google Earth satellite image. The image is well mosaicked and the georeferencing is being done. So in case you have any question, you can just drop the comment on the comment section of this video, and also the link for the downloading of image teacher editor is shared down below. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.